How do you subtly frick with people? I worked the graveyard shift at a gas station, and when stoners came in, I'd greet them by saying how high are you with the same tone and inflection as hi. How are you? They'd get halfway down the candy aisle and turn back to look at me, questioning if they heard me right or they're just really high. Who else had to practice out loud a few times saying this? When my dad was a mechanic, people would come in and describe a noise their car is making. It's kind going the scree. My dad would close his eyes and make them repeat the noise over and over while listening intently, saying keep it up. I think I almost got it, until they're basically out of breath from all this weird sounding gibberish coming out of their mouths. I changed the temperature reading on my fridge from Fahrenheit to Celsius. My dad turns it back to Fahrenheit. Neither of us have caught the other doing it, and we've never discussed it. It's been going on for over 5 years. I've mentioned this before, but every now and then, I'll greet seemingly chill bar guests, I'm a bartender, by saying, how you fricks doing today when they ask me, what? In shocked confusion, I said, how you folks doing today? My uncle is a car salesman and taught me this. Gives me a little joy when it's a tough shift. I have a friend who was convinced someone was stealing their pencil lead. I was. So I put things like pencil, mechanic pencil, pencil lead at the bottom of emails in white text so that Google bots would target their ads to be about mechanical pencil lead. He freaked out thinking it was some conspiracy to get him to buy lead. Genius. I'm a teacher. I have one chapter test where all of the answers are C. It's my favorite test, watching the students slowly look around in fear confusion. I think I've told this before, but if you wanna up your game, give them a put these events in chronological order kinda thing where they number them 1-10, but put them in chronological order already. I had a history professor do it to us. Fricked me up so badly. I used to have CCTV monitors in my office at a pretty large store, so I would call different departments and hang up right before they picked up the phone, and call them back as soon as they turned around. After a few tries they would stand and wait for the phone to ring again, but I'd wait until the exact second they turned around. Nobody ever found out who it was. Easily the best entertainment ever. Hey, there's something different about you today. I like it. I tried this once. She took it as a genuine compliment because no one else had noticed, and now I'm married. When someone sneezes I tell them to shut up and they almost always reply thank you because they are so used to other people saying bless you. I work in pathology and I spend most of my day dictating into a microphone. I keep myself entertained by messing with the ladies and transcription in myriad ways. One thing I like to do is pick a random word and slightly mispronounce it all day, just to mess with their heads. One time we received a tube of chapstick, a small tube of toothpaste, and bottle of skin lotion that Thea had taken out of someone's butt. Not sure if they were kinky or just mentally ill. After I dictated that case and described the items, I went to the gift shop and bought the same items and then left them on their desk with a note that said no need for these to go to waste. They were confused, but had used the hand lotion by the time they listened to the dictation. I could hear them shout from down the hall. Also, since I recite a lot of case numbers, anytime a number happens to have 666 in it I will immediately say Mark of the Beast and use my phone to play an evil laugh and sounds from heck. On Halloween I taught myself how to say a couple of sentences backward, and then recorded it and played it backwards into the microphone. That one freaked them out a bit. If there is ever a really good joke on our jokes I will end my dictation for the day by telling the joke to them. I also like to do prank calls. I'm the peanut butter jelly guy. Simply introduce myself to a group of people as different names and watch as one forgets my name and asks his friends what my name is to get half a dozen different ones. Works a treat with drunks. Waving at strangers. Try saying I love you for maximum awkward. When I'm on a waiting list at a restaurant, I always put the name down as Papa. About half the people kind of hesitate or look at you weird. Play it straight and just spell it out if that happens. When you're called over the loudspeaker, it sounds like they're stuttering. Papa party of 4. You can also do weird funny names that are just barely believable. Table for 2. I slightly rearrange the stuff on the fridge when I go to people's houses. Sometimes I'll leave things where they are, but turn everything 180 degrees. When someone I know calls me, I answer with hello. May I please speak to caller's name? I have a lazy eye and can make it look forward or at my nose at all without my glasses. So naturally I love to meet new people and after a small amount of time clean the glasses while having a conversation. All the while moving my eye back and forth, watching them try their damnedest not to say anything. LOL, holy frick, that mean. Just throw in a random little wink when you're in mid-conversation. Anytime I am saying goodbye I will genuinely tell them, see you tomorrow. It always stops people in their tracks trying to figure out if they forgot something really important or where they would see me. I like to bring snacks to work on April Fool's Day. Usually, I'll pick something cream filled like donuts or cupcakes. I've done this for over 10 years at my current job. It makes everyone suspicious and straight up messes with their minds trying to figure out what I've done to the snacks. Next time ratchet your game up another notch. Bring a large box of cream-filled donuts and an almost empty jar of mayo. Leave the mayo jar close by but make it look like you tried to hide or dispose of it. Then just eat all the donuts yourself one by one as people watch you suspiciously. At any drive-thru, Wendy's, McDonald's, Tim Hortons, whatever, I always finish my order with okay thank, I love you, and then drive up to pick up my meal. Always puts a smile on people's faces. Welcome to Costco, I love you. Get your extra wireless USB keyboard at your job and plug the dongle into a victim's computer. Then, just a few times per day, type a couple of letters on the keyboard from afar. Give them a Ctrl-Alt-Del, etc. They'll lose their mind. Source, had it done to me. FML. I would just keep hitting caps lock. My office mate and I have the same stapler. When mine runs out of staples, instead of reloading it I just switch them. It's quicker to switch to your side stapler than it is to reload. I have a pretty good memory when it comes to stories that my friends have told me, so I like to retell their own story to them a year or two later, now starring myself, and see how long it takes for them to catch on. They start off with a look of oh man, I can tell a similar story as soon as he ends his, then it turns into a look of wait, that's my freaking story. I have a pretty good memory when it comes to stories that my friends have told me, so I like to retell their own story to them 5 or 6 hours later, now starring myself, and see how long it takes for them to catch on. They start off with a look of oh man, I can tell a similar story as soon as he ends his, then it turns into a look of wait, that's my freaking story. Say common things just barely wrong to where you know they notice but won't correct you. Game of the Thrones, Snapchat, Las Vegas. My mom has called it the glove department my entire life. Still not sure if she's freaking with me. I pretend I don't know really obvious references or concepts. People tend to get upset when they realize after their explanation. I like to fill empty Altoids boxes with Tic Tacs and then leave them on my desk. The look of utter confusion on people's faces is worth the effort. I had someone offer me an Altoid. Turned out to be a small piece of chalk. I can still remember the taste and the residue it left in my mouth. I slowly poke my head around corners. My cat would loo view. A buddy of mine will randomly wish me happy birthday on Facebook when it's not my birthday, so then a bunch of other people will wish me a happy birthday and I have to explain it's not my birthday. This sucker does it every year. A couple of weeks ago he posted on my wall, congratulations man, I knew you'd land that opportunity. So proud of you. That followed by a couple dozen people asking me what I had accomplished. I have a friend who every single time the family goes to a restaurant, it's her birthday, free cake and singing, every single time. You know those 6-button combination door locks? I used to press one every time I walked by my boss office. Every time he tried to get in it would take 2 attempts. Every time I tried to get in it took 1, because I knew there was a button pressed. He has me change the lock twice and never figured out what was going on. You son of a b. This is only to my bosses, but when I know I'm due for a raise promotion and they tell me they don't have budget, I need to wait a while. I start wearing suits to work. Not every day, but maybe once a week, maybe twice. Skip a few, repeat. In a room full of people, turn off the lights and start singing happy birthday. When everyone joins in unison, sneak away. If someone is trying to remember part of a name, I like to complete it for them but with some random part of a name. Usually the person accepts it for a second or two and then realizes what I've done. Them. The actor from Breaking Bad. You know Brian. Me. May. Them. Yeah, wait, no. That's not right. Unless it is something I genuinely would never want, I say yes to everything. Someone is clearly only asking out of courtesy, would you like a water? Me. Yes. I would love a water. I've noticed almost everyone answers no thanks where I live, so I always say yes and make people provide me what they offer. When I'm sat near someone who keeps vibrating their leg and it's distracting me, I start making clicking noises in time with it, usually by flicking a nail against the other on a hidden hand. I pay close attention to the intensity and frequency of their oscillating limb and match the clicks to it. Usually they stop and start again a couple of times, assuming they're the cause of the clicking. Doesn't take long for them to stop after this. You mother. Brilliant. Every time I hear the clicking I stop. Now I'm just gonna keep going. When you're having a conversation and the person stops talking, just stare at them in the eyes and they will be compelled to continue talking subconsciously. IDK why it works. I'm not a psychologist, but it's pretty funny when it works. I do this while performing interviews. I end up learning a lot about them. I have a good knock knock joke, but you have to start it. Knock knock. I make references to famous people who don't exist and talk as if they're a regular Stephen Johnson Banks. Always fun to see how far a person will go to avoid seeming out of the loop. You're the Redger and Grumbold of obscure references. When going to dinner parties, I sometimes bring a framed picture of myself and place it with the host's family photos. If anyone asks why my photo is there, I make up a crazy story about how my life was saved by the host and let it spread for a bit, or until the end of the night, lol. I want to believe the picture is of yourself making the double finger guns pose. Slow down the speed of my co-worker's mouse pointer throughout the day. Make up a hobby skill for your friend. Over a period of weeks or months, nonchalantly describe your friend's aptitude at this skill to your common friends or colleagues. If you pick something general enough, your friend will encounter lots of questions, and it might snowball. Examples. Dan is a very good artist. He painted this for me. Show them a picture of some art someone else painted. Did you hear Dan won an award for his artistic skills? Dan is actually a really good singer. He sung in the state championships last summer. Did you know Margot fixes watches? Bonus points if you pick someone you only vaguely know. Then you can deny starting the rumor and blame someone that knows him even better. I've been moving my co-worker's desk a little bit every couple of days after he leaves. Started against the wall and now it's a solid 8 inches away. Pretty soon it'll be in the doorway and he hasn't said anything yet. I like to describe a specific movie at length, claiming I can't remember the name. Then when they give me the name I go, nah, I don't think that's it, and suggest a different movie. Well, welcome to my new hobby. In public places, like malls or grocery stores, I nonchalantly thank random people. I say, hey, I saw what you did back there, and I just want to say thanks. That was great. Most people don't appreciate little things like that anymore, but I do. Then walk away. Bonus points if you pat them on the back. I knew a friend that did this once because he lost a bet and went, I just want to thank you, and awkwardly handed him $5 and walked away. Whenever a person shows you or posts online a picture of their new tattoo that has words in the design, just say, dang, forgot to double check the spelling, huh. I face the opposite way of everyone on elevators. I bet you're wondering why I gathered you all here today. I like to make small spelling mistakes in my sentences. I hope you just intentionally fricked with me, or I'm stupid. You have been visited by the winged Huzzah. In your darkest hour, when you're under siege and the battle seems lost, he will arrive and save you. If you comment, keep fighting, Papa. If you are new to the channel, you can subscribe. I publish new videos every day. Until then, check another video, or don't. Either way, have a great day, you magnificent people.